All right, all right, all right. What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me get this chat going. All right, we're good. Please let me know if you can see me and hear me. Good, good, good. Beautiful. All right, good. Let me check something really quick on this. What's going on, Carlita, Sabra, Kia, Jeremy, what's going on? Let me check something real quick from a technology standpoint. Give me 1 second to go handle something, and we're going to get started at around 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. Just going to give people some breathing room to get in here. All right. Give me 1 second. Right. Okay. I pronounced it right. Good. I'm happy to hear that. All right, cool. Give me 1 second. Get started here. I'll get people till about 8:05 to come on in. All right, we're going to start in 2 minutes, y'all. Thank you for being here on time. Let's start in 2 minutes. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen right now, and we're going to get it in. All right. You should be able to see my screen. Please confirm in chat that you can see my screen. We're good to go. We're good to go. All right, beautiful. So welcome to the webinar on how to get rich in real estate in a recession. I'm going to show you some house hacking strategies that you can deploy in a recession that allows you to still build your portfolio despite the economic environment that we're in. My name is Jullien Gordon, and I'm excited that you were here, and look forward to going through this process with you to show you how to build your portfolio. In chat, please let me know, how many doors do you have right now? How many doors do you have right now? How many doors do you have right now? Please let me know in chat. I see 1, that's a single family. 2, 5, 0. All right. Anybody else? All right, cool. So most people have 0. So I'm going to seek to do my best to help you build your portfolio in the midst of a recession. All right. So in chat, let me know what market you're in. What market are you in? What market are you in? Houston, North Carolina. Oh, give me cities or counties. Give me cities or counties. All right. Cities or counties. Okay. Cleveland, Philadelphia, Gwinnett. Beautiful. All right. So we got people from all over. All right, great, great, great. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jullien Gordon, aka Mr. Multifamily. My purpose is to free 300 people like Harriet Tubman to pursue their purpose through entrepreneurship and multifamily real estate. I built a $5.2 million portfolio. I have 38 apartments, also known as units or doors, that generate about $37,000 per month in rents. My portfolio cash flows at around 15.9% annually. And it is appreciated by over $1.3 million. And I've been able to build that portfolio in less than a decade. And so just showing you my individual track record. These are the actual properties that I control all over the country. Started with my first property in Brooklyn, New York, which was my triplex that got me to rent and mortgage freedom. From there, I went on to buy from a distance in New Orleans, in my hometown of Oakland, California. I scaled my portfolio in New Orleans and then continue to scale it out further in Baton Rouge. And so getting to the closing table has become normalized for me. I still get excited. I'm grateful to be able to take ownership and stewardship of another piece of property and take care of not only the property, but the people that are in it. But what moves me at this stage of my journey, since I'm 100% free, is helping other people get to the closing table. And so that's why I'm here teaching this to you tonight. I'm the leader of the multifamily movement. We are a movement of multiple families coming together to create regenerational wealth and enter into the asset class. This is 300 of my students out in Baton Rouge, looking at some of our larger developments there that we've crowdfunded together, including an 85 unit, an 80 unit storage facility, event space. That's actually our office in the background. And so this is a movement that is unfolding in real life. To date, I've helped over 415 people, it's actually 417 now, close on multifamily homes all over the country. Together, my students have acquired about $145 million worth of multifamily real estate, and they collect about $15 million in total rents every single year. All right. So this is the impact of the movement that I've been able to initiate and create, and I would like you to be part of it if you are interested. All right. Now, at the end of the webinar, I'm going to show you a secret type of property that you can buy during recession that I think is going to be the most valuable asset. Okay, so stay to the end, and I'm going to show you a secret type of property that oftentimes gets overlooked, but I think is going to be one of the most valuable types of properties that you can get during a recession. All right, so with that, here we are. We're in the midst of an economic recession. We're in the midst of an economic recession. And the question is, how do we still grow and build our real estate portfolio despite what the economy is doing, right? And we know that there's a growing gap between the rich and the poor. And and right now that gap, we can overcome it. But if we continue to wait, hesitate, and procrastinate, what's going to happen is that gap between the rich and the poor is going to get wider and wider and wider. And you may find that you and your family are stuck on the wrong side of the equation. And so I'm trying to get you to the other side before that gap gets too wide for you ever to cross the chasm. Okay. So the big question where we want to explore is, how will you multiply money, okay, during the greatest wealth transfer of our lifetime? How will you multiply money during the greatest wealth transfer of our lifetime? All right. That is the question that we want to explore and try to figure out. All right. And so that's what I'm here to help you with. So myth number one is that recessions make people poor, right? Recessions make people poor. Recessions do make some people poor, but the truth is that there's also a group of people that become rich in the midst of a recession. And that's what I'm here to show you how to do, is how to become rich. How do you acquire assets at a discount during recession? Okay. When you look at some of the Fortune 500 companies that were started during recession, you have Fortune Magazine, FedEx, UPS, Walt Disney, Hewlett Packard, Charles Schwab, Standard Oil, right? Coors, Costco, Revlon, General Motors, Procter & Gamble, United Airlines, Microsoft, LinkedIn. All of these companies were started in the midst of recessions or depressions, right? And so if you have the right mindset, you can become wealthy in the midst of a recession. So you have to choose between your scarcity mindset or the abundance mindset. Scarcity mindset says, Recession is coming, I see problems. I'm going to save my money. Life is going to get harder. Everything is going to drop, right? That's what the scarcity mindset looks at. The abundance mindset says, I see opportunities. I'm going to invest my money, not save it or hoard it. I'm going to solve harder problems, right? And everything is going to go on sale. Prices are also going to drop, and I'm going to take advantage of that price drop. And so rule number two in investing is to beat what? What is rule number two in investing? Beat what? Beat what? What do you think rule number two of investing is? To beat what? Oh, look at Sabra. She is on it. To beat inflation. Beat inflation. That is rule number two of investing, is to beat inflation. Inflation is eating your money at between 7 and 10%, meaning that every single year you hold on to your money, it is becoming less and less valuable by 7 to 10%, right? And so rule number two of investing, we're going to get to rule number one in a second, is to beat inflation, okay? So I love this meme. This is from 50 Cent. A meme of 50 Cent says 20 years of inflation turned 50 cents into a full dollar. This one gets me every time, right? 20 years of inflation turned 50 cents into a full dollar, right? So this is what inflation does, right? It eats away at your cash. Now, the psychological issue with inflation is that, guess what? You may actually have physically and tangibly, you may have more money. If you look at some inflationary economies, it takes this much money, this wad of money to buy some milk, right? So you feel like you have more money, but the reality is that you don't. You don't. Your money, you may have more physical paper, but it actually is worth less. It is actually worth less. Okay. So we need to be able to navigate this so that at least our money is staying and preserving its value. All right. So again, beat inflation, your $100 last year, 2021, is actually only has $92 worth of buying power today. So you can't just do nothing. Some of you are going to choose to do nothing after this webinar, but you can't do nothing. If you do nothing, you actually take an L. All right. Now, for those of you who are saving your money and hoarding it and holding on to it tight, because you perceive that a recession is coming, right? Well, in your Bank of America savings account, you're only earning 0.03% interest in your Bank of America savings account. Now, what I want to introduce you to is what I call the rule of 72, right? It is a financial rule that says if you divide the 72 divided by your rate of return, right, will tell you how many years it's going to take for you to double your money. All right. So for instance, if we have a 10% rate of return, it will take us about 7.2 years to double our money. All right. So now let's go back to your Bank of America savings account. At 0.03% interest, 72 divided by 0.03 is how much, y'all? Any guesses? Any guesses? How much? It'll take you 2,400 years to double your money in a Bank of America savings account. 2,400 years. And that's if there was no inflation. With inflation being negative 7 to 10%, you're actually losing money. So the bank is only giving you this much, and then you're losing this much. So you're taking an L even when you save money, family. This is why you can't do nothing in the midst of an economic recession, right? Now, I know some of you have your money stuck in 401ks, right? You have it in the stock market, and everybody tells you that the stock market grows by how much percent every single year? What do they tell you? The stock market grows by what percent every single year? What do they tell you? It's a lie, but what do they tell you? 12%, 7%. Right? These are the things that they tell you. But look at this. S&P 500 is a major index, stock market index of some of the biggest companies in the world. But I've actually run the numbers, and look at this, y'all. The S&P 500 over the past 22 years has only grown on average of 4.21%. The S&P 500, a major stock market index, has only grown at 4.21%. So 4.21%, that's okay. Rule of 72 means that it's going to take you, 18 years to double your money at 4.21%. interest rate. But guess what? You're growing at 4, but you're losing 8 due to inflation. So you're still at -4. You're still losing money by investing in the S&P 500, right? Again, 72 divided by 4.2 is 17 years to double your money, right? So you can't save your way to wealth, and you can't 401k your way to wealth. The only way to become wealthy is to invest, right? So how much do you think a single family home appreciates per year on average? How much do you think a single family home appreciates per year on average? Any guesses? Because these are your options in terms of where you place your money. Well, a single family home, based on the data, while it has grown by 67% over the last 20 years, the annual growth rate is only 2.6% over per year for 20 years to get to a 67% growth rate, all right? So that is how much the value of a single family home has increased. The trend line is up and it is positive, but that's a very slow growth rate as well, okay? So here are your options in terms of what you do with your money. Checking account, 0%. Savings account, 0.03%. 401k, 4.21. Stocks, 4.21. Single family, 2.6, right? And multifamily, which is what I'm going to show you, is actually 12%, okay? 12%. That is our bare minimum on a decent multifamily real estate deal. Now, this is before inflation, y'all. When we put in inflation at -8%, guess what? Your checking account, you're losing money. Savings account, you're losing money. 401k and stocks, you're losing money. Single family, you're losing money. Multifamily is the only one that leaves you positive. Multifamily real estate is the only one that leaves you positive. And so the poverty mindset is that I'm too broke to invest. I'm too broke to invest. So I'm going to save my money, Jullien. The wealthy mindset is I invest until I'm broke. We do not want to hoard cash because cash is the lowest yielding asset in the entire world. Did you know that? Cash is the lowest yielding asset in the entire world. See, what many of you don't know is that you thought that slavery was over. No, we are facing what I call modern day slavery. Modern day slavery is mental and it is monetary. Did you know that the US dollar is 75% cotton? I thought that slavery was over because there's no shackles anymore, but the US dollar is 75% cotton. So what that means is that most of you are on the corporate plantation every single day picking cotton for your master and you didn't even know it. Slavery hasn't gone anywhere. It's just adapted, family. And so if you do not feel free in the quote unquote land of the free, then what are you? Because freedom, either you have it or you don't. So if you don't feel free, then what are you? You're bound. And when you're bound, you are a slave. This is why 77% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck in the land of the free. See, they call it the land of the free, not because the people are free, but because they got so much land for free that they stole. Land of the free had nothing to do with the people. It had to do with the free land that they got. In the quote unquote best country in the world, most people do not feel free, right? So we need to get free, and that's what we're focused on here, all right? So myth number 2 is that real estate goes down in a recession. Real estate goes down in a recession. I just showed you what happens with single family real estate, right? But real estate doesn't go down in a recession. I need you to change your mindset. Real estate goes on discount in a recession. Real estate goes on discount in a recession, okay? And the number one rule in investing, we did number 2 already. What's the number one rule in investing? Buy what, sell what? Buy what, sell what? Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high, okay? That's number one rule in investing. But when it comes to real estate, we don't want to just buy it and sell it. We want to buy low and we want to rent it high. How many of you had a rent increase in the past 6 to 12 months? How many of you had a rent increase in the past 6 to 12 months? Yeah, rents increase in the midst of a recession. You want to know why? It's because single family buyers, right, stay renting, so the demand for rentals goes up. People who are looking to buy a single family home can continue to rent People who had single family homes get foreclosed on, they now become renters. So demand for rentals goes up, but the supply of rental units change. So when demand goes up, but supply does not change, what happens to price? Price goes up, okay? So we want to buy low and we want to rent high, all right? Now, here, I want you to check out your own psychology. I want you to check out your own psychology. When it's Black Friday, and Black Friday, comes around annually. And when it's Black Friday and there's a 50-inch TV on sale for $148, everybody gets into a frenzy. They're willing to stand in line in the cold, right, for hours to take advantage of a discount or a sale, right? And this is what Black Friday tends to look like, especially when it comes to TVs. What they don't tell you is that that's the $148 is not the true cost of the TV. The true cost of the TV is how much time you will be wasting watching it. That's the real cost of a TV. It's the time that you will be wasting watching it. If you could earn $50 an hour and you watch TV 1,000 hours a year, then guess what? That's $50,000 that you lost because of a $148 50-inch screen TV. Yep. So you need to be careful because the true cost is usually a hidden cost, all right? So everybody gets into a frenzy when it comes to Black Friday and liabilities go on sale, right? But what about when assets go on sale? What about when assets go on sale? Like real estate. We know that the price is going to drop, right? Why does everybody get fearful when an asset goes on sale, but when a liability goes on sale, everybody's up in a frenzy? Everybody's standing in line. How come nobody's standing in line for real estate when an asset is on sale, but they'll stand in line when a liability is on sale? I want you to check your own mindset on this. Some of you have been cutting out things in Black Friday sale magazines already, right? You already know what you're going to get Black Friday, right? But when it comes to an asset, people freeze. This is something I want you to look at yourself. Do I freeze when assets go on sale? Or do I get excited? Do I get as excited as I used to get for Black Friday when an asset goes on sale? Or do I get fearful? All right? It's a mindset thing. And this is why wealth transfers at such significant rates in the midst of recessions, because people get fearful, okay? So we know that real estate takes a dip in the midst of a recession, okay? In the last recession, look at this. Real estate took a dip. Does anybody guess what percentage the real estate prices dropped for single family homes last recession? Anybody guess? What does it look like? What percentage do you think single family homes are going to go on discount in this recession? That's not a 50% dip. It is a 32.7% dip. Real estate is likely going to go on sale for 25 to 32% off. How many of you wish you would have bought in the midst of the last recession? How many of you wish you would have bought in the midst of the last recession? Right? So here is just pattern recognition. It's pattern recognition. And so if you see a pattern, the same thing is about to unfold, we want to get ready to buy in the midst of this recession so you don't have a regret when the next recession after this comes. It's cyclical, all right? It is cyclical, right? Now, overall, there's an upward trajectory. And anytime this line drops below this trend line, you want to be buying. Anytime this line drops below this trend line, which is the average, you want to be buying. And so we are about to go into this dip or this bull, and I want you to get ready to buy in the midst of this bull. Whether you buy here, whether you buy here, whether you buy here, you will be winning. Okay? So that's what we are ultimately getting ready for. See, single family prices go down. Okay? Single family prices go down, and many people who bought single family homes at these high prices in the past 18 months, they're going to be underwater. Because when the interest rates go up, family, okay, when interest rates go up, what do you think happens to the value of people's homes? When interest rates go up, what happens to the values of people's homes? they go down because there's a smaller buyer pool who can afford that house, right, at a higher interest rate. And so now the value of your home goes down simply because the interest rates, which you have no control over, went up. All right. So look at this. This is a duplex. Okay. $300,000 at a 5% interest rate. It'll be $290,000 worth of interest. Okay. $290,000 worth of interest. Now, if that interest rate increases by just 2%, watch what happens. If it goes up by 2% to 7%, that's $138,000 more. Okay. Now, the question is, what price does this have to drop to at 7% for the mortgage payment to be the same? Because right now it's $1,610 versus $1,995. Okay. What price does this have to drop to for this mortgage payment to be the same so that the buyer pool is the same? That price has to drop by $58,000. That price would have to drop by $58,000 to be the same. Every 1% increase in interest requires a 10% decrease in price drop in order for it to command the same buyer pool. And single family buyers who bought at the peak, they'll be underwater and they'll be stuck because nobody can, even though they had a low interest rate at a higher price, nobody can afford their home at that higher price when the interest rates have gone up. This is what nobody tells you, okay? So this is why we invest in multifamily real estate, okay? These gray bars represent the last two recessions. And what you'll see here in the last two recessions, what happens to rent in the last two recessions? What happened to rents in the last two recessions? Rents went up. Rents are always going up, but in the last two recessions, they spike up, right? And so we see rents nationwide increase at a record level rate. Unheard of what has happened to rents across the country. And like I said, every market, there are renters. There are renters who are looking to buy soon, and they're single family buyers. Right? Renters who are looking to buy soon, they don't go over here because they're afraid. Okay. So again, fear, right? Then single family buyers get foreclosed on. Where do they go? They now become renters. So now there's more people who need to rent, right? And when demand goes up, but supply does not change, rents increase, price increases. It's basic economics, family. It's basic economics, okay? So myth number 3 is that multifamily homes are actually expensive, right? That's myth number 3, is that multifamily homes are expensive, right? And it's just not true, right? It's not true, right? That is the myth. People don't understand how multifamily real estate works. They don't understand how multifamily real estate is financed. And so I'm going to show you how it is financed, right? The truth is that multifamily homes are cheaper than single family homes. They're cheaper, right? I know that sounds crazy right now, but I'm going to break it down to you. Multifamily homes are actually easier to get than single family homes. All right. So let me show you. All right. So first and foremost, I need you to be aware that if you are a renter, okay, where are my renters at? If you're a renter, type me. If you're a renter, type me. Everybody who's renting, I need you to be 100% aware that if you are a renter, you are homeless. If you are a renter, you are technically homeless. You don't have a home. You don't have a home. I know that sounds crazy, but you don't have a home. Okay? Crazy, right? Now, listen. This homeless man on the bus bench is on this end of the spectrum of homelessness. You're on this end of the spectrum, but you're still on the spectrum of homelessness. This person probably dealt with childhood abuse, drug addiction, right? No family, no friends, no money. And here you are with all this education, a good job that you hate, which doesn't make any sense. That's not a good job if you hate it, okay? A good job. I got a good job, but I hate it. That's not a good job, okay? You got people who love you, good head on your shoulders, a roof over your head. You have all of these advantages over the homeless person, and yet they own as many properties as you do. Zero. The homeless man on the corner owns as many properties as you do, family. Make that make sense. How so? How so? Okay. And so we got to break free. It's time for you to get up, get out, and get something. Okay. Now, for those of you who are single family owners, right? Did you know that the word mortgage literally means death pledge? If you take the prefix mort, mortician, and mortuary, the prefix means death. It's a death pledge. And many of you have happily signed up for death pledges. See, HGTV won't tell you that. They say, congrats, you're a homeowner. And that's a lie. You're not a homeowner. You're a home buyer. Those are two different things. You're not a homeowner until you've paid off the mortgage and the bank has no lien against your home. Okay. So the truth is that the bank buys your home and it rents it to you for 30 years. You thought you were all grown and sexy. Look at me. I'm not paying rent anymore. Yes, you are. You're not paying rent to a landlord. You're paying rent to the bank to use their money. That rent is called interest. You're renting the bank's money. Okay. The interest on a $300,000 home, right? Shakina says, why does it correlate to death though? The reason it correlates to death, Shakina, is that people who have mortgages are dying slowly because they're working jobs that they hate on the corporate plantation and they're afraid to leave because they don't want to miss one single mortgage payment. Many people who have mortgages are house poor. Their home is taking away all of the income that they bring in through their principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and maintenance. So they're dying slowly because they are attached to a home that they don't even own. The bank owns it. And they're afraid to leave a job that they hate. And so their soul is being sucked out of them every single day because they're afraid to miss a mortgage payment. The easiest way to retain an employee for 30 years is to help them get a mortgage. If you help them get a mortgage, then they'll be with you for just about 30 years. Right? Make sense? So the interest on a $300,000 home, like I said, is $290,000. That's equivalent to one, you buying yourself a home and you buying your lender a home. And then if you divide that by 360 months, right, which is the length of a mortgage, a 30-year mortgage, all of my single family buyers, you're paying the equivalent of $806 per month in rent. Yeah. And that's just your interest expense. That does not include your private mortgage insurance, which will be $241 a month, your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, and the big one that everybody forgets, which is maintenance. When you need a new roof, a $10,000 roof, where's that coming from? It's coming from your retirement, family. So now your single family home is eating away at your retirement in big chunks because now you have a 30-year-old home. You're retired, but your home is 30 years old. So the mortgage is gone, right? The mortgage is gone, but it's been replaced with the other M, which is maintenance. This is what nobody tells you, okay? So I'm trying to get you to rent and mortgage freedom. Rent and mortgage freedom is the result of buying multifamily real estate, which has cash flow that eliminates your housing expense forever. So for most Americans, their housing expense takes up about 1/3 of the money that they bring into the household. So if you have $6,000 coming into your household, about $2,000 per month is going towards housing, okay? So imagine with one single decision, which is to buy multifamily real estate, you never have a housing expense for the rest of your life. How powerful would that be? In fact, in chat, let me know what would change for you if you never had a housing expense for the rest of your life. In chat, let me know what would change for you if you never had a housing expense for the rest of your life. I could travel. I might consider divorce. Oh no, everything would change. Stress-free, everything, invest more, everything. This is my biggest expense. Yes, your housing expense is your biggest expense in life. It's bigger than your student loans. It's going to be bigger than your medical bills. It's going to be bigger than taxes, and it's going to be bigger than kids. It'll be your housing expense. So if we could just literally just get rid of your housing expense with one single move, it would change your life forever. Now, there's only 3 ways to get rid of your housing expense forever, okay? You can live in a tent, go to jail, or buy a multifamily home. Live in a tent, go to jail, or buy a multifamily home. Which one are you going to choose? Which one are you going to choose? I'm serious, y'all. Getting a higher paying job does not get rid of your housing expense. In fact, you might be inclined to get a bigger mortgage when you get a higher paying job. So number 3 is the only way that leaves you with dignity. So why is this move so powerful? Because in this one single move, which is to buy multifamily real estate, you could stop paying rent forever. Okay. You can create passive income streams. You could automatically receive tax savings. You can acquire tens of thousands of dollars of appreciating assets. You can start building regenerational wealth with one single move. There's no other move more powerful than this. There's no other move more powerful than this. And so this is why I'm so committed to helping as many people as possible get free to multifamily real estate. Now, when I'm talking about multifamily real estate, what am I talking about? Okay. I'm not talking about 60-unit apartment buildings. Okay. I'm talking about 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family homes. Okay. These are also known as duplexes, triplexes, or fourplexes. There's only 2.6 million of them in the entire United States, and they only make about 18% of the rental supply. So we're looking at a very specific, rare asset. All right. Now, what's powerful about these particular properties is that financing for 2 to 4-family homes fall under the same residential guidelines as financing for a single-family home. The same exact residential guideline, same lender, same 30-year fixed rate mortgage. See, a lot of you thought that because a property has 2 doors or 3 doors or 4 doors, that it was a different financing process. No, it's not. The same documents that you would use to buy a single-family home are the same documents that you would use to buy a multifamily home. Once you get to 5 units or more, it's considered a commercial property. That is a different lending process. That's a 20-year mortgage, and typically it's a different bank, okay? So we are looking for a very specific, rare asset. And if you buy your first home in the right way, which is what I teach, right? You can get to rent and mortgage freedom with your first purchase and never have a housing expense for the rest of your life, okay? Now, a lot of people think that they need a lot of money to get started in real estate, all right? This is one of the biggest blockages and barriers that people have. I need a lot of money. And it's not true. It's not true. Okay. You don't need as much money as you think. This is my W-2 from 2012. Okay. And as you can see, I only made $36,000 in my business in 2012. And guess what? When did I buy that property in Brooklyn, New York? When did I buy that property in Brooklyn, New York? I bought it in 2013. Good stuff, Carlitha. I bought it in 2013. So guess what? This was the property that they used. This was the income and W-2 that they used to finance me to buy my triplex in Brooklyn, New York. I bought a triplex in Brooklyn, New York for hundreds of thousands of dollars with only $36,000 in income. Okay. So I got started in multifamily real estate when I wasn't making a lot of money in New York City, the most expensive market in the world, while I was an entrepreneur and within 3 years of an economic recession. Okay. So this is the power of what I'm actually teaching you. How many of you want to know how to do that? How many of you want to know how to do that? If y'all don't, if y'all got it figured out, y'all, I could keep on going. All right. Y'all ready? All right, cool. 1 second. I'm going to show you in just a second. All right, cool. Where we at? All right. Get ready. What most of you do not understand is how multifamily real estate is financed. Okay? It's financed differently than single family. Okay? Same lender, but they look at the property differently. So watch this. This is a pink single family in New Orleans. And let's say that you have $40,000 in W-2 income. Okay. Typically, what the lender will do is they will finance you or pre-approve you for about 6 times your W-2 income. Okay. This is about 6 times your W-2 income, right? So this is really, really powerful. That's just a quick back of the envelope calculation, but 6 times your W-2 income is what they'll finance you for. There's other factors that apply, like the consistency of your income and your credit, right? Now, everybody get your mind blown emojis ready. What's going on, Jordan? Good to see you, fam. Everybody get your mind blown emojis ready. Y'all ready? Watch this. Type ready if you're ready. I don't know if y'all ready. I'm trying to, y'all gotta let me know. Y'all ready? Because I'm about to give you some game right now. All right, here we go. Get ready. Listen very carefully. Here's a pink 4-family home that I actually own in New Orleans. Okay. Pink 4-family, one of my most beautiful properties, right? What many of you not know is that the lender will give you credit for 75% of the annual rents that you're going to get from this property once you own it. And they will add that to your W-2 income today before you close and then qualify you based on that amount. Watch this, y'all. You want to see the math? Look at this. So let's just say that each unit produces $1,000 a month and it's actually $1,250, right? But let's just say $1,000 for easy math. That's $4,000 in total rents per month. Times 75% is $3,000. Times 12 months is $36,000. Watch this, y'all. You ready? Here's what they do with that $36,000. They add it to your W-2 income. They add it to your W-2 income. So now 40 plus 36 is $76,000. And then they'll multiply that 76 by 6. And now you qualify for $456,000 as opposed to $240,000. You're literally able to buy almost twice as much real estate because you bought a multifamily instead of buying a single family. This is the power of multifamily real estate. You can double the size of your portfolio way faster. And not only that, who is paying your mortgage the entire time? Your tenants. With a single family home, if you lose income over the course of 30 years, who's there to help you with the mortgage? With a single family home, if you lose income over the course of 30 years, who's there to help you pay the mortgage? Nobody. Nobody's there with a single family home. But when you have a multifamily home, who is there to help you pay the mortgage? Your tenants. So even if something happens to you over the course of 30 years, you still keep your property. So listen to me very carefully. Not only is it easier to buy a multifamily home, it is also easier to keep a multifamily home than it is a single family home. See, your grandma or your parents, they thought they were going to keep that house for their entire life and that they were going to die there. But once they get old and the mortgage is paid off, property taxes have risen, their income has gone down, it's too much space for them, and they have to release it because the house making them house poor. But if they would have had a multifamily, they would have been able to enjoy their retirement. They would have money to travel as opposed to just holding on to just enough to keep the house up, to keep a roof over their head. Okay, so we have to break this program that we have around single family homes. Okay, now I know some of you are like, Jullien, I just whatever down payment I need to make, I'm having difficulty saving right now. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. And I want to let you know that, did you know that there are no money down programs out there? Did you know that there are no money down programs out there? $0 down, okay? This one program in particular is called NACA. No down payment, no closing costs, no points or fees, no credit score consideration whatsoever. See, your intellectual property can get you physical property, but some of you don't know enough. You don't have enough intellectual property. This is why you have no physical property. If you would have known this 5, 10, 15 years ago, you could have been in the game. You simply just didn't know enough. So I'm here to help you get in the know, right? So this program is called NACA. And so you're NACA.com, NACA.com. What you don't know is costing you more than anything in your life right now. What you don't know. Some of you thought, oh, I can't get started because of my credit. NACA does not take your credit score into account. Some of you said, oh, I can't save over the down payment. I can't get in the game. Nope. NACA 0% down payment. Some of you like, oh, multifamilies are so expensive. I don't know how to get finance for that. It's the same exact financing process as for a single family. They actually just calculate it differently based on the rent. So these simple pieces of knowledge that I'm giving you, or they sound simple because they're common to me, but they're brand new to most of you. If you would have known these things before, you could have been in the game. Okay. So this is the power of intellectual property, right? This is one of the families that I helped. This is the first family that I helped get into multifamily real estate, the Rowe family. They bought a fourplex in Los Angeles near USC. The appreciation has been like crazy. Okay, and they Airbnb, I think, 2 of the units in the property. This is Gloria. She bought a triplex in Philadelphia, right? I closed on my first triplex in July 1st in Philadelphia through NACA. I was approved for 480 with 1.5% interest, asking price 520, offered 510, seller paid 2% closing costs for me to close on the property, and I walked away only paying title fees. I'm still in disbelief. Okay, this is Gloria's story, right? Do you know how much title fees are, y'all? Do you know how much title fees are? Any guesses of what title fees are? Any guesses? How much are title fees? Title fees are anywhere from $300 to $400 to $600. Title fees are only $300 to $600. She bought a triplex in Philadelphia for $300 to $600. See, you over here talking about, oh, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I can't make this happen, Jullien. Well, some of you blew $300 this past weekend. Some of you blew $300 this past weekend. You got your hair done, your makeup done, a new outfit. You took an Uber. You had hookah, appetizers, dinner, dessert, alcohol. Then you went to another club, took an Uber there, right? Had more alcohol, appetizers, bottle service. Then you took an Uber back home. Some of y'all blew $300 this past weekend, family. If you only knew that $300 to $600 could have bought you a triplex in Philadelphia, you might have spent your weekend differently. Outside is expensive. Some of y'all need to stay butts inside. Some of y'all got Gucci clothes. You got clothing with an Italian family's name on it, hanging up in a closet that another family owns while your family's behind you struggling. I'm gonna repeat that. You got clothing with an Italian family's name on it that you paid for to impress people who actually don't care, hanging up in a closet that you don't own, that another family owns while your family is struggling. Some of you got red bottoms while your bank account is bleeding. Some of you have a Coach purse when you need a life coach. Some of you got 2 to 3 pairs of Jordans, but don't have $2,300 in your bank account. So stop lying to yourself that you can't save up for a down payment. She bought a triplex in Philadelphia for $300 to $600. It's really about your priorities. You talk a good game about, oh, I want to own, but your actions aren't aligned with your words right now. Your actions aren't aligned with your words. So you're going to have to make a change. You're going to have to make a serious change. And you want to know what, y'all? You want to know what? Your down payment, your $300 to $600 is probably in your closet right now. So if you really about this life, rather than looking rich, you actually want to be rich, how about you go sell some of the stuff in your closet? Some of the stuff you have tags on still. Some of the stuff you haven't worn in 3 months. Some of the stuff you have receipts for. How about you take it back? Because that's not helping you build any wealth. That's you helping other people become wealthy. If I had your income and I wanted this, I could adjust my life in such a way that would allow me to save the money to get educated and buy my first property. So it's not about your income. It's about your priorities. You want what you want right now. You wanted hookah, $60. You wanted alcohol. You wanted a new outfit. Some of y'all got Amazon boxes that arrived on your porch today. Send it back. Send it back. Whatever's in that box, you don't really need it. How about we go buy a house so that your closet is actually your closet instead of you hanging up your clothes with other people's family's names on it in somebody else's closet? How about we go buy you a home so you actually have a closet that you can call and say, that's my closet. Okay, so I'm just keeping it real with you, y'all. I'm just keeping it real with you. All right. So listen to this. This is why you buy a multifamily first and not a single family, right? So If you use the government's FHA program, which is only 3.5% down to buy a single family first, let's say you put 3.5% down on a $100,000 home. Just I use $100,000 for easy math. Okay, that's $3,500. Then you come to this webinar and say, Jullien, I want to be a multifamily real estate investor like you. Little did you know is that if it's non-owner occupied, it'll be 25% down. Okay, 25% down on a $300,000 duplex would be $75,000. So the total down payments is $78,000. But watch this. Everybody get your mind blown emojis ready. Watch this. Watch this. If all we do is change the order, watch what happens to the total down payments. If we put 3.5% down on our $300,000 duplex first, that's only $10,500. And we only have to live there for 1 year, which is the FHA requirement. Then after living there for 1 year, you go buy the single family that you always wanted, and you put 25% down on that $100,000 single family, which is $25,000. The total down payments, when you do it in this order, is only $35,000. That's a $43,000 difference, all because we did one thing. We changed the order. The American dream tells you to buy your single family first and then start investing after that. That is the wrong way to do it. You want to buy your multifamily when you have the most leverage, okay? And then after living there for 1 year, which is the FHA requirement, then go buy your single family. How long is it going to take you to save up an additional $43,000, y'all? I literally just saved some of you 5 to 10 years on your real estate journey just with this one slide alone. If you heard it. I literally just saved some of you 5 to 10 years between your first purchase and your second purchase because of this slide right here. It's about sequence. There is a sequence to success. And until you showed up here, you did not know it. I'm here to show you that sequence in that path. Okay. So, when we look at the play that most of you are seeking to run, okay, you're renting right now, you're paying $1,000 a month. You pay that to the landlord. That landlord collects that $3,000. They pay their $1,500 mortgage on the multifamily to the bank, and they pocket the other $1,500, and they use that for their lifestyle or for their single family home. Okay. Now you want to do exactly what I did, and you want to buy a triplex in a place like Brooklyn. Okay. The moment I did this in 2013, I moved into the owner's unit. I'm living for free. I'm collecting rents from the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor. So that's $2,000. But guess what? Am I paying rent anymore, y'all? Nope. So that rent money that I used to pay is actually still in my pocket. So that's $3,000. I take that $3,000, I pay my $1,500 mortgage, and now I'm living for free, and I have $1,500 in cash flow. I had negative $1,000 just moments ago, okay? So I went from paying expensive rent in Brooklyn to being paid expensive rent in Brooklyn, just like that. I went from paying expensive rent in Brooklyn to being paid expensive rent in Brooklyn, just like that, okay? That's how quickly it can happen. Now, after living there for 1 year, you can go buy your single family home. You move out. Now you turn that into a rental unit. That's $3,000 coming from that building, plus $1,000 of no longer paying rent. You pay $1,500 mortgage over here. You pay a $1,500 mortgage over here. Now you have 2 properties, a triplex and the single family that you desire, and $1,000 in positive cash flow. And what many of you did not know is that this can happen for you in literally 3 months. You can acquire your first property once you get educated in 3 months. You had no clue when you showed up here, but some of you are less than 3 months away from closing on your first property. How many of you believe that? If you don't believe it, let me show you. Kai, she closed on her property in exactly 3 months from the day she got started. Linda closed on a duplex in Pensacola, Florida in 31 days. Sparkle closed on a 4-family in Florida in less than 3 months. Taisha closed on a 4-family in Baton Rouge in less than 3 months. Brian closed on a 4-plex in New Orleans in less than 3 months. All these people were on a webinar like this, like you, in the past. And the only difference between you and them is that they took action. That's it. They took action. They didn't just go watch more YouTube videos and read more books. They took action. They decided to follow my lead to get to rent mortgage freedom. Right? I'm the #1 conductor on the above ground railroad. There is nobody in this country that has helped more people close on multifamily real estate than myself. Okay. So if Harriet were to come down to the South and she's the #1 conductor on the Underground Railroad, You gonna look at her crazy and be like, nah, I ain't going with her. I'll figure it out on my own. Or I'm just gonna stay here on this plantation. Or are you going to follow her lead? Well, I'm trying to show you how I've led 417 people to the Mason-Dixon line, which is called rent and mortgage freedom, where they will never have a housing expense for the rest of their life. Okay. So when it comes to this game, I need to show you how to see opportunities. Okay. I need to retrain your eyes, because many of you have been watching shows like HGTV. Okay. When people in my program, I tell them you cannot watch HGTV. You can only watch JGTV. Okay. HGTV will literally tell you to do the opposite of what I'm teaching you to do. HGTV focuses on the aesthetics and the beauty. I focus on the asset and the business. You are buying an asset and it is a business. I don't care about the aesthetics and the beauty. That's what you've been trained to look at when it comes to real estate. Okay. So I call all of that HGTV foolishness. Your first investment property will not look anything like this here. It will not. Okay. This is an A-class property. I'm sorry. Your first investment property will not look like this. We also do not buy C-class property. Those are properties that are in the hood. Those are slums. Okay. Hard to deal with the tenants. We buy B-class properties that are in the middle, right? And that's what we're actually looking for. So I'm going to do a little test with you really quickly to see if how good your eyes are at seeing real estate deal. Okay. So let me know in chat which house is the most valuable. Which of the three houses, A, B, or C, is the most valuable? Which of the houses, A, B, or C, is the most valuable? A, B, C, couple C's. All right, there we go. Watch this. Property A was bought at a discount, rehab, $200,000 in, but it was appraised at 221. So it has $21,000 of equity, and the rents, 2 units, $1,200 a month each. That's property A. Property B is brand new, okay? But it's a single family. You only see one door there, right? And so property B was purchased at $330,000, okay? $330,000, but it's a single family. So there's no equity and there's no rent, okay? Property C was purchased for $180,000, right? It is actually worth $249,000, and it's actually a triplex. There's a unit up here, a unit down there, and there's actually an ADU in the back, an additional dwelling unit or accessory dwelling unit in the back. So the rents are actually $3,200 per month. Which property do you think I own? I own C. C is the most valuable property in this picture. But HGTV had you looking at what looked like the most valuable property from a visual standpoint, but not from a value standpoint. So most of you are wrong. I'm happy to own the ugliest house on an up-and-coming block. If the economics are there, then I will buy it. I don't buy based on emotions. I don't buy based on appearances. I buy based on economics and for the asset that it is. This is where your eyes have to be retrained when it comes to buying real estate as an investment. I'm not talking about the single family home that you ultimately desire. I'm talking about when it comes to buying real estate as an investment, okay? So you watching shows like the Property Brothers, I say screw the Property Brothers, okay? Screw the Property Brothers. I am your new property brother with an A, okay? And I'm gonna keep it real with you about real estate. This is about guaranteed cash flow, not granite countertops. This is about guaranteed cash flow, not granite countertops. All right. So let me show you my first property. Because a lot of you, listen, a lot of you, you're looking at granite countertops, right? You know, granite countertops only cost $1,500 with an undermount sink. $1,500 with an undermount sink. Why would you make a $400,000 decision based on a $1,500 countertop? Ooh, look at that stainless steel refrigerator with the French doors. That also costs $1,500 at Lowe's or Home Depot. Why would you make a $400,000 decision based on a detachable appliance? Does that make any sense? No, it does not. right? So HGTV has been misleading you, right, in terms of what to look at. So this is my first property, my triplex in Brooklyn, New York, that I bought in May of 2013. It got me to rent and mortgage freedom immediately. Haven't paid housing expense, whether rent, mortgage, principal, interest, tax, insurance, capital reserve, vacancy rate. Haven't paid any housing since May of 2013. Imagine if you hadn't paid housing for the past 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. For a decade, imagine if you had not paid housing. Just that single thing alone. Look, just imagine what your bank account would look like. Okay? So look at this kitchen. No granite countertops, mica countertops, the cheapest countertops you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot. No stainless steel appliances. The only thing stainless steel is a sink. No white shaker cabinets with gold knobs. No backsplash. No gentrification grade paint, right? But because I could see this beyond the surface level and I could see it for the asset that it was, I bought it. And this property is appreciated by over $400,000 in less than a decade. Because I saw it for the asset. If I would have went in here with HGTV eyes, I walked out and said, oh, that doesn't have any granite countertops. The appliances are so whack in there. And I would have walked out. But I was able to see this property for the value that it was. And so my first property was not my dream home. My first property was not my dream home, but it made my dreams possible, family. It was not my dream home, but it made my dreams possible, okay? There's 5 things that you need to look for in a property, okay? It has nothing to do with the bells and whistles that you see on HGTV. You need to look at the 5 cost drivers of a property. The 5 cost drivers of a property, okay? They are the foundation, the roof, the electrical, the plumbing, and the HVAC. Those are going to be your cost drivers. Those are actually the most important things to look at when you go to an open house. Not how it's painted, not what the appliances are, not the countertops, okay? We are looking at the 5 most expensive aspects of a property. That's how we're going to evaluate our decision, okay? So this changes the way that you look at real estate. So I need to ask you, which side of the equation do you want to be on? You're going to be a single family HGTV buyer that's looking for granite countertops, or you're going to be a multifamily real estate investor that's looking for guaranteed cash flow? You're going to be a single family HGTV buyer that's buying based on emotions, or you're going to be a multifamily real estate investor that's buying based on economics? Are you going to be a single family HGTV buyer that's looking for their dream home? Or are you going to be a multifamily real estate investor that's looking for an asset that will pay for their dream home? Don't look for your dream home first. Look for an asset that will pay for your dream home first. You're going to be a single family HGTV buyer that's looking for a finished basement? Or are you going to be a multifamily real estate investor that's looking to start building wealth? Which side of the equation do you want to be on, family? If you rock with me hard enough and long enough on the right side of the equation, multifamily real estate investor, you will ultimately have your single family home for free. I own my single family home free and clear. I don't owe any bank anything. Why? Because of my multifamily real estate portfolio. How many of you would love to own your single family home free and clear? I'm talking about the home that you really, really want because your multifamily real estate portfolio pays for it. Okay? That is the ultimate goal. But so listen how God works, y'all. Because I provide quality, affordable housing for 70 other people, guess what I get in return? I get a free house. Because I provide quality, affordable housing for 70 people who could not yet afford to own their own home yet, guess what I get in return? I get free housing. Y'all get that? Did you know that the secret to success is service? Providing value. The most valuable thing you provide to somebody is housing. And you'll be able to continue to provide that value as long as there are human beings on the face of this earth. Multifamily real estate is recession proof. It's not going anywhere. As long as there are human beings on the face of the earth, multifamily real estate will still be here. Okay. So with that, hold on one second. Hold on one second. One second, y'all. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling good? Did I give you the game? All right, good. Good. So I want to show you something. I want to show you some people, some stories that I think will inspire you and help you. Okay. So let me show you this. So answer me this. This is it. Okay. So 1 second. What's going on? 1 second, y'all. So answer me this. Who here wants to create generational wealth, have passive income, and more freedom? Who here wants to create generational wealth, have passive income, and create more freedom? Who here wants that? Said I need to. Sounds like a plan. All right. So look, there's many ways to get started in real estate, from tax liens to wholesaling to Airbnbs to fixing and flipping. And what I've demonstrated in just over an hour is that I can go and do a deep dive with you in multifamily real estate. We just scratched the surface today, right? There's a lot more that I need to teach you. Even some of the game that I taught you already is going to change the financial trajectory of your life. But there's a lot more nuances that I need to teach you about multifamily real estate investing that you need to know in order to be successful, okay? Now, I showed you my portfolio before. These are the properties I control at this moment in time. 38 apartments, 15.9% cash on cash return, $1.3 million in appreciation, $37,000 in monthly rents, and $5.2 million in value. Now, most of you right now only have one stream of income, but you have 15 expenses. How many of you would like to have 15 streams of income for all of those 15 expenses? How many would like to have 15 streams of income for all of those 15 expenses? I'm talking your child care, talking your car note, your car insurance, your food, right? Student loans, credit card bills, internet, cell phone, etc. Your entertainment budget, okay? So the way to do that is with every single apartment door that you acquire. You want an apartment door for every single line item that you have in your budget. So much so that you've generated passive income in such a way that your passive income is greater than your cost of living. Once your passive income is greater than your cost of living, guess what? You are 100% free. See, a lot of you only have active income, meaning that you trade time for money. You trade your most valuable thing, which is your time, for the most worthless asset in the world, which is money. Money is the lowest yielding asset. Cash is the lowest yielding asset in the entire world, okay? And you're trading your time for cash. So we want to change that equation. We want to take that cash and immediately put it into cash flowing assets, right? That get rid of your housing expense, give you appreciation, tax benefits, principal pay down, right? So that is the ultimate goal. Do you know if we just did this one thing, right, you would be a millionaire over the next 30 years? And here's how I know. Because $1,000 a month, and I know that's, go ahead and chat. Please let me know how much you pay in rent real quick, or mortgage. Let me know how much you pay in rent or mortgage. $650, $2,100, $850, $2,045, $1,715, $2,675, $400, $1,300, $2,176, $1,000, $1,425, $900. Got it. So listen to this, y'all. Let's say 1,000 is the average. 1,000 a month invested at 6% annually over the next 30 years, you would all have $1,004,515. If we could literally just get you to stop paying rent or mortgage. If we could literally just get you to stop paying rent or mortgage, and we invested that money at 6%, which is very conservative, you would literally be a millionaire over the next 30 years. This is not a get rich quick scheme. I want to be very clear about that. This is a get rich guaranteed system over time. Real estate is a get rich guaranteed system over time. Okay. So I just want to be clear on that. Now, there's 4 ways that a multifamily home pays you. Does this look like $1 million home, y'all? Does this look like $1 million home to you? Yes or no? It does not look like $1 million home based on what HGTV tells you to look at. But watch this. Over the next 30 years, this one property is going to pay me $638,000 in cash. That's after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, repairs, over and vacancy rate. The tax savings on this property will be $278,000. That's money that I do not pay to Uncle Sam. Okay. The principal pay down will be $225,000 by the tenants, and the appreciation at 1% per year over the next 30 years would be $104,000. So when you add all of that up, guess what? That's $1.2 million that this one property is going to generate in new net worth for my family. $1.2 million. This is $1 million home, though it does not look like it. Again, I have to retrain your eyes to be able to see it for the economics and not you buying based on emotions. The numbers don't lie. This is hardcore math. You can go try to run this analysis yourself. But the reason I'm so committed is that I'm multiplying money at about a rate of 25%. The cash on cash return is 12% at minimum. Okay. A great deal is going to be 15 to 18%. But then when you add in the tax savings, the principal payment, and the appreciation, my money is multiplying at about 25%. Okay. So this is how you want to operate. So if we take that $1.2 million and then we add in the $1 million that you earn by no longer paying rent, right now, this is a $2 million decision for many of you all. $2 million decision. Okay. And so some of you are going to plant seeds today, and you're going to take advantage of my guidance, my mentorship, my leadership. And some of you won't. And that's okay. But you have to sow in order to reap. You have to sow in order to reap. And some of the things that I've shared with you have blown your mind. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. I have so much more to teach you so that you can buy right. Okay. So back to our original question. What's your plan to get rid of the biggest expense in your life forever? Okay. Your biggest expense is not going to be your student loans. It's not going to be taxes. It's not going to be your kids. It's going to be your housing, whether it's rent or a mortgage. Okay. And so if you do not have a plan to get rid of the biggest expense in your life, which is the most surefire way for you to become wealthy, is get rid of your housing expense, then guess what? It's going to be a hard road, because housing expense is only increasing. You already seen it with rent increases. You already seen it with property tax increases. You already seen it with interest rate increases. I'm trying to get rid of the biggest expense in your life. If we just do that one thing, it will change the financial trajectory of your life forever. So if you don't have a plan, if you can't tell me in 30 seconds what your plan is to get rid of your housing expense, then I encourage you to follow my plan, which is the Multifamily Master Plan. Okay. It's a 12-week experience I created for you, where I'll walk you through everything that we just discussed and a lot more to accelerate how quickly you're able to buy a home in the right way, right? That gives you to rent freedom for those of you who are renters, and or creates a passive stream of income and positive cash flow that pays another debt if you already have a single family home, such as your mortgage, single family mortgage, your student loans, your credit cards, or your medical bills, all right? So who wants to live free and create regenerational wealth? Who wants to live free and create regenerational wealth? All right, cool. So let me share with you how this program operates, all right? We create multifamily real estate investors. So the first aspect of this program is a course, okay? But this is not the only aspect, okay? And if you remember Neo in the Matrix, right? And I'm trying to unplug you all from the Matrix, right? But in the Matrix, he learned Kung Fu when he was plugged into that chair in like 3 seconds. That is the purpose of the course. I have to teach you everything that I know about multifamily real estate as quickly as possible. But that's just the beginning. What makes this program different is that it's not a course, it is a network of people. So the first aspect of that network is lenders. I've identified the best lenders in the country to make sure that you get the best terms on your mortgage. You do not want to get in bed with a predatory lender who is stacking in all kinds of hidden fees and then killing you on the interest rate. And then you're in bed with them for 30 years, okay? Next, we have a network of certified agents all across the country that I've trained, that have gone through my curriculum, know what the 33 signs of gentrification are, know what the 23 numbers are that you need to successfully analyze a multifamily real estate deal. Yes, I said 23 numbers to successfully analyze a real estate deal. Okay. They built their own real estate Rolodex so that they know how to find off-market deals. right? So you know that you're not just working with any type of agent. Please do not just work with an agent who got their license yesterday, okay? Did you know that most real estate agents don't own any real estate? Yeah, you heard me correctly. Most real estate agents don't even own any real estate. And here you are trusting them to make the biggest financial decision of your life. They don't even own the product that they're selling. They've been licensed to transact real estate. Doesn't mean that they've mastered real estate. Do you know that cash on cash return, the most important number in multifamily real estate investing, is not on the real estate exam? Cash on cash return, the most important number in multifamily real estate investing, is not even on the real estate exam. Okay. So this is powerful. Okay. And then in terms, in fact, this is one of our agents. This is Vinny in Newark. And this is him taking families out to see properties. He helped Olivia and Jasmine close. He's helped more students close than any other certified agent to date. This is him taking about 12 of our members to 6 different properties on a weekend. So this is how we move as a family, okay? And then finally, in terms of off-market deals, because I don't search for deals on Truly and Zillow, my last 8 deals never hit a website. My last 8 deals never hit a website. We are looking for off-market deals, not for deals on a website. Those are not deals, those are listings, okay? So you have to build your real estate Rolodex, but there is one website that does have off-market deals, and that is our own internal website, where you will get access to the Purchase or Pass Deal Analyzer, where our members share off-market deals with one another. A member may have found an off-market deal through a cousin, family, a contractor, real estate wholesaler, and if they can't move on it, they will share that with the community, all right? This is one of our members. Camille said, shout out to Daffy for sending me a sweet deal in our market this morning and helping me run the numbers on it. There's truly strength in numbers and community. Stay blessed, everyone. So we share opportunities with one another to make sure that one of us gets the property, okay? Now, in the Purchase or Pass Deal Analyzer, where you will analyze all your deals using the 23 numbers, this is also where you will be able to connect with other people who are in your market. So this is the beautiful people in the Orlando market, right? And then you'll also get access to the real estate Rolodex in that market. So you are not starting from scratch, right? You'll have the best electricians, the best HVAC, the best plumbers, right? The best real estate agents. All of that will be there for you. So you're not starting this journey from scratch. You're building with momentum. This is also a family, okay? This is us meeting all over the country in real life. St. Louis, Baton Rouge, Bay Area, Atlanta, Dallas, New Jersey. We have market meetups all over the country. Some are monthly, some are bi-monthly, where we get together, we go visit properties together, analyze deals, etc. Right? So this is a community and a family that you are becoming a part of if you decide to join the multifamily movement. We're a movement of multiple families coming together to create regenerational wealth. And the first asset that we are all buying together is our multifamily homes, right? This is the Dallas market. They put yard signs up for the multifamily movement. This is how much pride people have in the actual movement. And then this is us in New Orleans celebrating our 300th closing. Look how good we look, y'all. We had a gala celebrating our 300th closing. And the reason why we did that is because Harriet Tubman freed 300 people over the course of a decade by making 19 trips below the Mason-Dixon line. So that is me right there in the middle. This is my entire family, multifamily movement, right? We celebrated our 300th closing, and now we're trying to take it to the next level, right? So whatever situation you're in, there's only one reason I cannot help you close. And I'm going to tell you what it is right now. It's if you are chronically unemployed and you are happy being there. If you have victim consciousness, I cannot work with you, okay? But any other excuse or reason you have for not owning a multifamily home, whether it is credit, whether it is low income, whether it is savings, right? Whether it's divorce, whether it's bankruptcy, I have a way through it, over it, or around it. I have a way through it, over it, or around it. So you get to choose if you're going to follow or you're going to stay in the situation that you're in. So if you have low income or bad credit, I already showed you NACA, showed you Gloria's story. I showed you the Rose family, okay? You already bought a single family home. There's 6 ways to reverse yourself out of that situation. Only 2 of them require you to sell. And there's 5 ways to use FHA twice. Okay. So Michelle, she had a single family. She still bought a 4-plex in North Carolina. Chantel had a single family in California. She sold it, used the equity as her down payment to buy a multifamily. Now she'll never have a housing expense for the rest of her life in California. So for those who are single family buyers out there, For all my single family buyers out there, there's a module in the program specifically for you in the special situation section. And in that module, it will show you all the various strategies that you can use. And then once you've identified which of the 6 strategies is best for you, what you'll do from there is you will go back to the top of the course and you'll go through it in linear order. Okay. So for all my single family buyers, you're not stuck unless you choose to be. You are not stuck unless you choose to be, right? There are ways for you to still build your portfolio. Hopefully you build equity in the midst of this amazing run. We can use that equity to scale your portfolio up. And that's what this program does. Regardless of whatever situation you're in, I can help you get to the next set of doors. All right. You live in an expensive market. This works in all kinds of markets. Velveeta closed on her 4-plex in Los Angeles. James closed on his 3-family in Boston, Roxbury neighborhood. Natasha closed on her triplex in the Bronx. The White and Rhonda closed on a duplex in Napa, which is wine country. The Pettigrews closed on a triplex in Brooklyn, New York. And Misha closed on a 4-plex in Los Angeles. All right. If you're a veteran, how many people are veterans here? Any veterans here? Any veterans here? Where my veterans at? Okay. If you are a veteran, good. She said my hubby is. If you're a veteran, you have access to the VA loan, which is one of the best loans in the country. And and this is Demetrius. He closed on a 4-plex in Killeen, Texas at the age of 26. So I believe Killeen is a military town that he ended up buying. Terrence closed on a 4-plex with his VA loan in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Gary bought a triplex in 6 months. Alan bought a triplex in Baltimore. And here's what Alan had to say. Alan said, hello, Jullien. I just want to thank you for the great service that you provide. I learned a great deal from your detailed instruction for the past 3 months during the pandemic. And I recently closed on a multifamily property in Baltimore, Maryland on 6/17/20. The property cash flows and is in an appreciating market with built-in equity as well. I would not have had the confidence to handle the deal like such a boss without the expert knowledge provided in your course. I felt like I had the answers to the test every step along the way. Thanks again, brother, for the gateway to freedom and generational wealth. I will certainly pay it forward. Now, what's beautiful about Alan's story is that he proposed to his significant other on the 3rd floor of that property. Right? They got engaged and then they got married. Then they gave birth to a love child. And that child will never know what it means to rent. And this is what Alan said. Key rings before wedding rings. Key rings before wedding rings. If you out there dating, you aren't married yet, you do not want to follow the American dream and buy a house together. Because when you buy that $300,000 house together, guess how that shows up on your individual credit reports? As you each individually owing $300,000. So it looks like you and your significant other owe $600,000, but it's not true. Right? So what you ultimately want to do so that you don't cut your wealth in half is you want to buy multifamilies first separately. Then you want to use the cash flow from those properties to get your single family afterwards. The American dream will literally cut your wealth in half. I'm teaching you how to double your wealth. Okay. So be very careful and follow the sequence of success that I told you. Okay. Cian and Matthew did that. They followed the blueprint. Cian closed in 5 months of being in the program in Connecticut. And then Matthew closed in month number 6. All right. So this is how we do it. And so their family now has 6 doors. All right. So look, y'all, I got closings. You can see them in my sidebar. I got closings all over the country. Charlotte, East Orange, New Jersey, Pensacola, Florida, Baltimore, agents Karen and Jamel in Norfolk, Virginia, Spencer in Cleveland, Ohio, Fernando in Los Angeles, Darren and Aisha in Providence, Rhode Island, Tyler and Olivia in New Orleans, Morgan in South Carolina, Tafara in Baltimore, Javier in Georgia, Cornelius in Georgia, Carvella in Detroit. If you look at my sidebar, I'm not going to show you all 417 closings, but they're not all here. I do have them all documented, but look, I got people closing all over the country, y'all. All over the country. And I would love to see you get to the closing table too. And if you allow me to guide you, I know that I can help you get there faster, safer, and easier than if you go at it alone. All right. So these are some of my students who have closed all over the country. How many of you would love to close on your first property within the next 12 months? Yeah, I got receipts. I got receipts. And there's nobody in this country who has more documented closings than me. Okay. So for those of you who are ready, okay. And I know everybody's not going to be ready, but guess what? If you do nothing, rent is still going to be due. Rent will still be due if you do nothing. Nothing's going to change about that. Rent is not going to magically disappear someday. There's no rent forgiveness. Okay. There might be student loan forgiveness. There will never be any just rent forgiveness with the exception of COVID. Okay. So if you're going to wait for COVID and you think that that's what's going to get you to wealth is waiting for COVID for your rent expense to go. And I had Section 8. 70% of my portfolio is Section 8, by the way. So guess what? I still got paid my rents during COVID. All right. Just a little sidebar. So for those of you who are ready, if you're ready to join, I'm actually only looking for 30 people right now. I'm only looking for 30 people right now. We're at 417, and I'm looking to get to 450 closings. And if that's you, I encourage you to jump in and take action right now. Please do not wait, hesitate, or procrastinate, right? You got to move fast. Success loves speed, right? And it's the same with real estate deals. You have to know how to make quick, confident decisions in order to close. So I have put the link. I have put the link in chat. Okay. I put the link in chat. Okay. There's a one pay, and then there's a monthly payment plan. When you do the one pay, you save $993. Okay. And you also get access to everything immediately. So you can go through the curriculum as quickly as you desire. And you get a free ticket to Generational Wealth Conference, which is in Atlanta, right? And that ticket is worth $599. And that is included. I reward people who are fully committed. And so that option is there for you. Okay. If everybody who joins before midnight today or tonight, okay, anybody who joins before midnight, you also get a free buddy pass. Yes, you heard me correctly. You get a free buddy pass. That means you get to bring somebody on this journey with you. Okay. That is worth $2,500 just right there. Okay. Why would I do that? Because I know that if you have somebody with you on this journey, it's going to be another layer of accountability. This is why this program is so successful, because of the layers of accountability that I offer you to make sure that you succeed, that you don't lose momentum, that the same energy that you have right now continues week after week after week after week. And I'll show you that accountability structure. Okay. So the links to join are there. If you have PayPal, there's some backup PayPal links as well. If you have PayPal and prefer to use that. So I encourage you to go take advantage of that. Again, I'm only looking for 30 people right now as we take this cohort. Carrie Tubman made 19 trips below the Mason-Dixon line, freed 300 people. So her cohorts were about 15 people, right? Because of technology and scale, I'm looking to take 30 people on this journey with me, okay? So quick walkthrough of the curriculum. It's finance it, find it, finalize it, fix it, and fill it. Okay. So in the finance it module, I'm going to show you no to low money down programs and grants you can use to get started, similar to NACA, right? 0% down payments. Some of them are $5,000 grants, right? Some of them, if you take a landlord class, they'll roll your closing costs into the loan for you, which means less money out of pocket for you. Quick credit fixes if you want to increase your credit score. FHA loans debunked, why you must shop for the lenders first, and why you should go as big as possible on your first property, right? I told you about the predatory lenders that are out there. This is what Cendrika said. She said a couple of lenders tried the okie doke on me, specifically with leaving out prepaid costs and offering more money and lowering rate, but doubling all other fees. So again, have to know how to compare lenders to one another. Some of you have not even been pre-approved yet. You've never walked into a bank and been pre-approved. You do not have to be fearful of them. You just need to be educated. And then once we get a offer letter from that bank, we need to be able to compare that one to another one. All right. Because the lowest interest rate does not mean the best lender. I know that sounds crazy, but the lowest interest rate does not mean the best lender. All right. So I was able to help Ashley negotiate her interest rate down, right? Yes, you can negotiate your interest rate down by making the lenders compete. We negotiated down by 0.5%, and that's going to save her $30,000 over the life of her loan. Okay. Then find it. How to find great deals in your backyard. I'm going to teach you the 33 signs of gentrification. Okay. You know some of them, like bike lanes, yoga studios, Starbucks, Whole Foods. These are some of the signs of gentrification. And you typically want to buy in a neighborhood that has 10 to 15 signs of gentrification and is moving towards 33. That's where you're going to get the most appreciation. I bought in Bed-Stuy when it was called Do or Die Bed-Stuy. Yep. I bought in a neighborhood that had the word die in it. But I saw the wave coming from Manhattan to Dumbo to Fort Greene to Clinton Hill, etc., all the way through Bed-Stuy, and now it's all the way out East New York, and that's where all my appreciation comes from. I'm going to show you the websites that you need to know to do due diligence on a deal. It is not Trulia, it is not Zillow, it is not Redfin, okay? You have to know how to run the numbers in the purchase or past deal analyzer, and I'm going to show you how to analyze those deals in 10 minutes or less, okay? This is the Purchase or Pass Deal Analyzer. It is a financial model that I developed that I use to evaluate every single deal that I do. It'll literally tell me what the cash on cash return is and whether I should purchase that deal or not. If you leave out one single number on the Purchase or Pass Deal Analyzer, you could step into a bad deal and that will set you back for 5 to 10 years on your real estate journey, okay? So we want to make sure that we do that right, all right? And then in the Fix It module, I'm going to show you who you need in your real estate Rolodex, the 10 contractors that you need, how to vet that team, and then how you use the property inspection response, which is a negotiation tool that you use to get the price reduced from what you made your offer at. So you made an offer for $350, it got accepted. I'll show you how to get that price down to $330, right? So this is Steven, and I was able to help him get his price down by $35,000 on this duplex in New Orleans by negotiating using the property inspection response, all right? So, and then finally, Fill It. Your landlord now, how to avoid those 3 a.m. phone calls. You'll get a sample version of my lease agreement, and then long distance investing secrets for those of you who want to invest from a distance in the top 20 markets to invest in. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to get there in just a second. All right. So again, hold on. Let me see. All right. Cool. So with that, if you join in chat, let me know so I can give you a shout out. If you joined already in chat, again, I'm only looking for 30 people. So if you join in chat, let me know so I can give you a shout out. Right now, the multifamily master plan curriculum by itself, okay? If I just gave you some videos, right? The curriculum by itself would be $3,997. The curriculum by itself, okay? But I'm gonna show you how to get access to the curriculum for free. I repeat, I'm going to show you how to get access to the curriculum for absolutely free. All you have to do to get access to the Multifamily Master Plan curriculum is join the Multifamily Movement Mastermind Group. The Mastermind Group is where the accountability and the structure comes in. I've been teaching online for 10 years now, and I recognize that only 7% of people complete online courses when left up to their own devices, all right? And so how many of you have a book on your bookshelf that you intended to read to change some aspect of your life and you haven't even cracked it open? How many have a book on your bookshelf that you wanted to read for your spirituality, for your relationship, etc., but you never even cracked it open? Okay? Guilty, right? So you have the information, but you don't have the transformation. Why? Because there was no implementation or integration of the information. That's what actually creates the transformation. I'm not here for the transfer of information. I'm here for your transformation. You can go try to piece this all together on YouTube and podcasts and blog posts if you want to, right? But the information alone will not get you the transformation. What gets you the transformation is structure and accountability. How many of you had a body goal? How many of you had a body goal to get rid of your gut over the past year or something like that? How many of you had a body goal? All right. So we have these body goals, and listen, there's all kinds of healthy recipes on the Google. There's all kinds of free workouts on YouTube, and you still have your gut. So it's not information that's stopping you. The information is there and it's free. It's the structure and the accountability. And that's what the multifamily movement is all about. And this is why we are so successful, that this is not just an online course. It is a network and a community of people who will hold you accountable to moving forward through the curriculum so that you can get to the result, so that you can get to the closing table. So please do not be this guy here, okay? Please do not be this guy here. 40 million people have bought Rich Dad Poor Dad, but 40 million people have not bought real estate. They have the information, but they haven't taken action. See, the truth alone will not set you free. It is acting on the truth that will set you free, all right? And so the multifamily movement, we are about that action, boss, okay? And in the words of Marshawn Lynch, okay? So get the multifamily master plan. Only 20% of this program is actually on the computer where you are learning from me. The other 40% is on your phone, right? Building your real estate Rolodex, talking to agents, multiple agents, contractors, lenders, wholesalers, other property owners, family and friends, let them know what you're looking for. And then another 40% is you out in these streets, you pounding the pavement. Real estate is a contact sport. You have to be in contact with people and properties. And I will show you how to do that. Now, how do I hold you accountable? Every single week, you will have a challenge to do. I know a lot of people love challenges. Every single week, you'll have a challenge to do. So you have to get up from your computer and go do something, literally. Okay, this is how you keep the momentum. So we have our financial house cleaning challenge, our lender shopping challenge, our pre-approval challenge, our real estate agent challenge, our neighborhood knowledge challenge number 1, our deal a day challenge number 1. Then you go into your real estate team building challenge, your new neighborhood challenge number 2, your deal a day challenge number 2, and you can continue to do the new neighborhood challenges and the deal a day challenges over and over and over again until you close on your first property. Okay, so you will have a challenge to do every single week, not just videos to watch. All right. Now, let me show you the curriculum so that you know what you're getting into. Every single module in this program, this is the curriculum right here. And every single module is going to either make you money or save you money on your first real estate deal. Okay. So you start out with getting your mindset modules, be transformed by the renewing of your what? Of your mind. And then you get your modules every single week. You get mindset modules, and then you get movement. So we renew the mind, then we take action. We renew the mind, then we take action. We renew the mind, and then we take action. All right. And then from there we have our weekly deal room calls. You're going to get a chance to talk to me every single week. Yep. Every single week. We're going to have our weekly deal room calls. On that weekly deal room call, 1, you have to publicly announce what you did over the past 7 days to move forward on your goals. Yep. We call it positive peer pressure. You know what negative peer pressure is? When people are pressuring you to do things that you don't want to do, that are not in your best interest. We engage in positive peer pressure. All right. Then from there, we have our hot seats. You can sign up to be in the hot seat. And in the hot seat, I will coach you on whatever it is that you're struggling with. You want to analyze a deal through the purchase or past deal analyzer? I'll look at it with you. You want to compare 2 lenders? I'll look at it with you. You want to figure out how to use the equity from your single family home to scale up your portfolio? I will give you a strategy. Okay. So this is the closest that you're going to get to one-on-one. So I'll be coaching you, right? But the entire family will be listening in. So this is your opportunity to get coached by me on a weekly basis, right? And then from there, we close out that call with you setting up goals for the next 7 days and you publicly announcing them to the family, okay? Now, you will also all get the purchase or past deal analyzer. I know I showed you a smaller version of it before. This is the purchase or past deal analyzer. I'm going to give this to you. This will make sure that you never step into a bad deal, that you're never underwater. All right. So the purchase or past deal analyzer is the financial model that I built that I use to evaluate every single deal that I do. And you will get it. And I will teach you what those 23 numbers are, where to find them, how to find them quickly, and how they impact the deal so that you can now evaluate deals in 10 minutes or less in the way that I do. Okay. You're also going to get a multifamily movement real estate investor workbook. This is a 64-page workbook. It's going to be your real estate Bible. As you watch the videos in the program, you'll have worksheets to fill out. And when you're out in the field, there are worksheets that you fill out. Like the property assessment sheet has 40 signs of hidden value and 30 signs of hidden cost. You're going to be looking for those when you go into the property. None of them include granite countertops. None of them include stainless steel appliances. We're not looking at those things. Okay. So I'm going to show you the 40 signs of hidden value and the 30 signs of hidden cost. And you'll be using this workbook and keeping it with you in your car, in your purse, in your backpack as you are going on this journey to close on your first property. Okay. So everything here that I'm showing you, the multifamily master plan, lifetime access, the multifamily movement weekly deal room call and coaching, the purchase or past deal analyzer, and the multifamily movement investor workbook. Everything here that I'm showing you will be worth $6,396. But if you've gone to that page already, you see that you don't have to even pay a fraction of that. You can join for just a fraction of that right now. Okay. You can join for a fraction of that right now, but this is what it would be worth. Okay. So would it be worth $6,396 one time to eliminate your monthly rent expense or single family home mortgage forever? How many of you would pay $6,396 one time to get rid of your housing expense for the rest of your life? Let me know in chat. Well, I see some people raising their hands instead. That's okay. Cool. So how many would it be worth $6,396 if all it did was help you acquire one cash flow positive multifamily home within the next year? Okay. Let's say it didn't take you 3 months or 6 months or 9 months. Let's say it took you a year. Would it still be worth $6,396? Answer is yes, right? Now, would it be worth $6,396 if the only thing you learned was how to buy right so that you never ended up underwater on a real estate deal thanks to the purchase or past deal analyzer? Again, underwater means that you owe more than the property is worth. And this only happens to people who buy wrong. And a lot of people bought wrong in the past 18 months, and now interest rates are rising and their property value is going down. So they're now underwater. Okay. I do not want you to do your first deal wrong because that will hinder your ability to actually scale up your portfolio. Okay. So here are your options to join. Option one feels free, but it's going to cost you the most, and that is you do nothing. And when you do nothing, rents are going to continue to rise, which makes it harder for you to save, and prices of real estate will continue to rise, which makes it harder for you to buy. Okay, rent is going to be due until you do something different. Period. Rent is going to be due until you do something different. And so this is option number one. And again, it's going to cost you the most in terms of time, money, and mistakes. And for those of you who have been trying to do it on your own, the question is, if you could have done it on your own already, then why haven't you done it? You've been wanting to buy real estate for 3, 5, 10, 15 years now, and you still haven't done it. So have you ever crossed your mind that you may be the one that's blocking your abundance and that you just need support? You just need some tough love to push you out of your comfort zone, right? These are the top 20 multifamily mistakes that people are not aware of. Not knowing how to get off-market deals coming to them so they get a discount, not knowing how to run the numbers properly, not knowing how to negotiate with the seller, not knowing how to find and screen great tenants, not knowing how to avoid getting conned by contractors, not knowing how to force appreciation. These are key components. These are just 6 of them. And so I don't want you to fall victim to any of these things that occur when you try to come at this game and think it's simple. There are a whole bunch of nuances to make sure that you do this in the right way. Okay. Now, the next option for you to join is a one-time payment of $2,497. It's a one-time payment. Okay. When you do that, I reward you. You save $993. Okay. You also get access to every module immediately so that you can go as fast as you desire through the curriculum. And I'm also going to give you a bonus ticket to the Generational Wealth Conference worth $599. That is our 2-day wealth building event in basically our family reunion in Atlanta. And this is only for full pays. Anybody who does the full pay, you will get access, you will get a free ticket to Generational Wealth Conference. All right. So all I'm asking for is the equivalent of 1 to 2 months of rent or mortgage expense to put you in position to never, ever, 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 ever have to pay rent or mortgage again. I think that's pretty fair. Okay. And so these are your options. Now, for those of you who have PayPal, you can use PayPal credit. You do not need a PayPal account, okay, to use PayPal. You can check out with PayPal as a guest, right? Now, if you have PayPal, you can use PayPal credit. PayPal credit is no interest payments for 6 months. So if you want to take advantage of the $993 savings, you can do PayPal credit, right? But I only want you to do this if you know you have a lump sum coming in within the next 6 months, like a bonus check from work or a tax refund. Okay. And that means that you can pay it off before the interest kicks in and settle that. Okay. So, but that's an option for you. Okay. So here's what Brandon said. Brandon said, Jullien Gordon, thanks to you, bro. I was apprehensive at first to take your class due to the price point. I thought I could have learned from YouTube University. In retrospect, you dropped too many jewels from an account. One example saved me $1,200 by making the lenders compete. It was money well spent. For any new people reading this, Jullien is a truth, good people, and has a wealth of knowledge. Appreciate all that you do, good brother, and the profound impact that you make on so many. So that was Brandon. Now, Brandon went on to get his FHA appraisal, and his FHA appraisal came in at $14,000 above his offer. So he literally 6x his investment off of his first purchase, just like that, because he bought right. So this is the power of what I'm teaching you. Now, if you decide that you're going to continue to pay rents, I just need to ask you, what if you understand the difference between expensive and expansive? So if your rents are $1,400 a month, 1 year from now, that's going to be negative $16,000. So what's more expensive, $2,497 now or $16,000 over the next year? What's more expensive, $2,497 now or $84,000 over the next 5 years? Or instead of future projected, if we just added up all the rent that you paid since you've been quote unquote living on your own and not knowing this information, or all the mortgage expense that you paid since you bought your single family home, if we just added up that number, those numbers are going to be a lot greater than the cost of this education, this investment of $2,497. Okay. So you have to understand the difference between expensive and expansive. Something is expensive when that money leaves you and it never returns. It is expansive when it causes you to expand or multiply your wealth. And so what I'm offering you is an opportunity to have an expansive education. I know a lot of you got burned by liberal arts education, right? You still have student debt today, right? Liberal arts education will cost you. What I'm teaching you is what I call liberation arts education. Liberation arts education. Liberation arts education will free you, okay? And it will cost only a fraction of what liberal arts education costs you. So just know this, that if you do not join the multifamily movement now, you're still paying for it, because every month that rent is due, you're paying for it. Every month that you continue to pay your mortgage interest, your private mortgage insurance, your homeowner's insurance, your property taxes and maintenance, you are paying for it. Every time you have to pull out your checkbook, every time you have to go get a cashier's check, you are paying for not knowing what I'm teaching you. So you may think that you're getting away or whatnot. No, I don't. I'm not going to join. I'm going to figure it out on my own. Every single month that you have to pay for housing, you are paying for not knowing what I'm teaching you. So these are your options to join. Okay. Now there's also a payment plan. Okay, and that payment plan is only $349 per month. Literally, you can get access to this curriculum for $349 per month right now. Now, when you do the payment plan, you only get access to the first 3 modules immediately. The rest of your modules will get dripped to you month by month by month as your payments come in. When you do the one pay, you get access to everything immediately, and you get to go through the program as quickly as you desire. Okay. Now, $349 per month for 10 months is $3,490. So the payment plan is more expensive or costs more than the one pay. But the one pay, you save $993. Okay. But if you need to start to get in the game right now, right, then this is an option for you. So all of that information is at the link below. And you can choose your option. Okay. Now, anybody who joins before midnight, you will get a free buddy pass. That's literally like me giving you $2,497 because you get to bring somebody else into the program with you, and they get access to everything that you get access to, right? So this is powerful. The only thing that they don't get is the generational wealth conference ticket. There will be a discounted ticket for them. Okay. But that's literally like me giving you another $2,497 by allowing you to bring a buddy into the program. And that buddy, that buddy can be your spouse, your homie, any blood, right? Or any business partner that you're going to invest with. Okay. Now, for those of you who do need to start on a payment plan, what I'm going to do is I don't need that $993. I'd rather you have it because you're going to need it for your inspection and your appraisal. Both of those cost about $500 each. So if you need to start on the payment plan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 60 days to pay off the balance in full. So what that means is that you will start and commit to be in this cohort right now for $349. And if you pay off the balance of $2,148 before the next payment comes out, you'll still save the $993. Or you do $349 now, $349 30 days from now, and $1,799 before the third payment comes out, and you'll still save the $993. And you'll get access to the entire curriculum once you paid off the balance. So let's say you have money in different accounts, Cash App, Venmo, your bank account over here, your bank account over here. If you just need to get money in one place so that you can pay off the balance, then you can join right now for $349. And you can go handle that tomorrow or the day after, and you can pay off the balance, and I'll give you 60 days to take care of that. Okay. So I know how it is. Money spread out. Some of you hide money from yourself because you need to, so you don't go buy more Gucci, right? Some of you really need to go sell some stuff in your closet right now to take advantage of this opportunity. All right. So like I said, anybody who joins before midnight is going to get a free buddy pass. You can bring in your best friend, which is your spouse or homie, blood, which is siblings, parents, or kids, or a business partner who you're going to invest with. Again, this is an extra layer of accountability that I know will help you succeed. This is Velveeta and Velvet. They are twin sisters. Velveeta closed on her fourplex in Los Angeles, and they're working on Velvet now. Velvet was just completed a pregnancy, so Velvet is next up and in line. All right. So with that, I have some final bonuses for you. I'm going to give you Tanya Rapids credit etiquette course to boost your credit score by 50 to 150 points for those of you who feel your credit score is too low, right? And yes, it is, Jacqueline. I'm also going to give you my REI tax secrets, which will show you how I'm going to save $278,000 on that $300,000 property. You do not need an LLC. Okay. You just need to do your accounting properly. Right. Then I'm going to give you my Airbnb overnight success course. I built a 6-figure Airbnb business annually, and I'll show you how to use some of your units to and run Airbnb. April did that. She bought this fourplex in Virginia Beach. She Airbnb'd all other 3 units, living in one. She used that money to buy another property. And guess what? April retired early, family. She joined the movement on November 23rd, 2019, retired early on March 31st, 2022. She said, hello, please accept this email as my formal resignation from material and process engineer at blank, effective at 2 weeks. She didn't even give them the 30-day notice. She gave them 2 weeks. And after careful consideration, I've made the decision to retire early and work for myself. So this all happened because April said yes to this program, followed the blueprint, closed on her first property, executed to a T, and has been able to build a portfolio of now I think 6 units and now has retired early. Okay. And so bonus number 4, I'm gonna give you the purchase of past deal analyzer online. I'm gonna give you lifetime access to that. And then for those of you who have single families and need to and looking to scale up, I have a module called Fuel It. And Fuel It will show you how I scaled up from 1 property to 2 to 3 to 4, how I use the equity in certain properties to buy the next property, how I use 1031 exchanges, which is a tax strategy in order to avoid being taxed as I sold 1 property to buy another. All of that will be laid out for you to show how I built up my portfolio over time. Okay. So when you put all of that together, everything that I'm sharing with you is worth $9,085. But again, you can join for $2,497 one pay or $349 per month for 10 months. I am committed to supporting you for not just 12 weeks, but for 2 years. Most programs only support you for 12 weeks. The curriculum is designed for you to complete it in 12 weeks, but I'm going to give you 2 years of support. And here's why. I asked myself, what is the worst condition that somebody can come to me in and I can still help them succeed? And that was bankruptcy. And bankruptcy, chapter 7, 11, or 13 requires 24 months after discharge before you can get finance. So I said, okay, if somebody comes to me with bankruptcy, I need to give them 2 years of support so that they can learn the game before they can actually get finance. Since most of you are not dealing with bankruptcy, I know I can help you succeed, but this is why I'm offering 2 years of support. Now, because of this level and this length of support, I do not offer refunds for this program, okay? You getting your money back is not what's going to get you your return on your investment. You getting to the closing table, I know will guarantee your return. So that is my focus, and I know that we can do that. It should not take you 2 years, okay? So you say you don't want to start, I'm giving you the A to Z plan with the multifamily master plan. You feel alone on this journey, I'm giving you a free buddy pass, our weekly Zoom calls, our market meetups, right? Then from there, you're not that good at math, you don't have to be. All of the math is built into the purchase of past deal analyzer. All you have to do is know what the 23 numbers are and where to find them. For those of you who want help with your money beyond real estate investing, when you do the full pay, you get a bonus ticket to the Generational Wealth Conference, right? You already bought a home. That's what the Fuel It module comes in, and I'll show you how to scale up your portfolio. Do you need an LLC? No, you do not, but I'm going to give you REI tax secrets. Prices are too high where you're at. That's where Airbnb overnight success course comes and then if you feel your credit score is too low, that's where Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course is there. Okay, so everything again is $2,497 one pay or $349 per month. Literally, you're just one deal away. This one deal changed the financial trajectory of my life, right? I went from paying expensive rent in Brooklyn to being paid expensive rent in Brooklyn, just like that. And once you get that first deal and you collect that first rent check, you know what? You're going to want more and more and more. And this is what happened to me. And this is how I built my real estate portfolio over time. It's the first domino that we're looking for. We're looking for that first property. We're looking to get your feet wet in the game. Because once you understand, once you close on that first property, get a feel for it, you're going to want more. And this is how I built my wealth over time. So you're going to start the program. You're going to get onboarded. You're going to get your deal analyzer. You're going to start the online course. You're going to go through orientation. We'll have our weekly Zoom call on Sunday, and you'll start your first challenge right after that. All right. So there is a price of procrastination. Either I'm going to get the 30 people right now, or whenever the timer runs out on that page, then the opportunity will be over. Excuse me. And so once that happens, the price will jump up to $5,497. So right now, you literally get to save $3,000 on the entire program, right? You get to save $3,000 on the entire program right now. So with that, I want to say thank you for being here. I'm happy to take some questions for a few minutes until we get to the hour. On the left here, you'll see closings of real people all over the country in our Facebook group. I think this video is I think we shot this of when we got to 300 closings. So these are real people all over the country closing, and they all said yes to my leadership and my guidance. I am the #1 conductor on the above ground railroad. I can help you get there faster, safer, and easier. And there's nobody in this country that does it better than me. You are now rocking with the best. All right. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions, and then we will close out. All right. How was that? Deep breath. Woosah. How was that? So NACA does want you to live in the property for the life of the loan, but we can refinance out of the NACA loan at 5 years if we have enough equity and build our portfolio from there. Okay. How can you do this if you don't have W-2? So as long as your income, so if you're in a cash-based business, then there are such things as bank statement loans. Bank statement loans just require you to have your bank statements to show that the income is flowing. Now, bank statement loans typically have a higher down payment and they have a higher interest rate, but it's a great way for you to get in the game if you don't have W-2, okay? What if I'm on fixed income? Will this work for me? It all depends on how much your fixed income is. All fixed income is not low income. So if you have $3,000 a month in Brooklyn, it's probably not going to work today. But $3,000 a month in Boise, Idaho may work. So because I don't know how much your fixed income is or where you live, I can't answer that for you. But fixed income is not does not mean that you can't get in the game. All right. Next question. How do you manage all your properties? I have a property manager in New Orleans. Property managers typically take anywhere from 6 to 10% of rent. So if you have $4,000 a month in rent, that's going to be $240 to $400 a month that a property manager charges in order to make the investment 100% passive for you. Lamont, do you help with buying a second or third multifamily unit? Yes, I showed you the fuel it module, Lamont, and I'll show you how to scale up and how you use the equity from one property to buy the next, etc. We may have to find a smaller, non-expensive, less sexy market in order to scale your portfolio. This is part of the reason why I went to New Orleans and Baton Rouge, because the cost base is there. And there are some nuances to being able to invest from a distance. So I'll guide you through all of that. Okay. All right. All right. Do you need your real estate license? No, you do not need your real estate license to be a real estate investor in the way that I've taught you. Okay. You do not need your real estate license. I don't have my real estate license, y'all. Okay. What if you own a single family home already? If you already own a single family home, remember I told you 6 to 5. There's 6 ways to reverse yourself out of that situation. Only 2 of them require you to sell, and there's 5 ways to use FHA twice. So you're not stuck unless you choose to be. I will show you how to scale up your portfolio. I showed you Michelle and Chantel's story on how they use their single families to build their portfolio. Okay. When are the calls? The calls are on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're unavailable for whatever reason, they are recorded and will be posted for you on Monday to listen to on your way to work. All right. How do I add a buddy? All the instructions to add a buddy are in orientation. So just follow the steps in orientation to add your buddy. Okay. My credit score is 570. Can I still do this? So if you have a low credit score, I encourage you to 1, go through Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course. And then 2, I encourage you to go through NACA. NACA does not take credit as seriously. The way NACA finances, they say, how much you've been paying in rent? I've been paying $1,500 a month on time for the past 90 days, right? How much are you able to save on top of that? $500, right? So then NACA will say 1,500 plus 500 will finance you for 2,000. Based on your current behavior, not based on your credit score. All right. So you're either going to go the NACA route. I encourage you to take Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course, which comes with the program, and consider getting financed through NACA. The highest score you can get would be ideal, but don't let a credit score stop you from getting in the game. Because remember, they're just thresholds. You don't have to have the highest score. You don't have to wait till you have the highest score. There's thresholds. Like the difference between a 720 and an 800 may not mean anything to the lender. There's just a threshold that you had to get over to get the best interest rate. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. I wish you the best on your journey, whether you join or not. I wish you well. Period. I wish you well. But for those of you who have joined, I want to celebrate you. Thank you for joining. I know I can help you get there faster, safer, and easier. your housing expense is the biggest expense in your life. And with this one single move, we can get rid of it forever, get you some cash flowing assets, and literally change the financial trajectory of your life. So here are the links one more time. Join before the timer expires on that page, or we reach the group of 30. And with that, I want you to all have a great day. All right. Much love, everybody. Thank you. Peace.